three general areas you're going to want to release on a daily basis. You're going to want to go for back of the hip, front of the hip, and deep hip flexor. So you have external rotators piriformis, you have TFL up front, and then you have deep psoas, psoas major, which is PSOAS if you look it up online. So for psoas, you just try to put a block on, or you could put a ball on like a book or any kind of raised surface. It doesn't have to be a yoga block. But here, you're trying to find belly button and just shift to the side of it. So it's generally between this front point of your hip on your belt line and your belly button, but usually it's easier if you shade a little closer to the midline. You lay right on it. Let your body weight relax on top of the ball. Shift side to side to kind of confirm you're on the right spot. So for me, this isn't so bad. That's pretty sharp. Inside isn't so bad. Find that sharp spot, stay on it, and then you simply extend through the knee. And once you do, you should also, as you're extending through the hip, you'll feel more sharpness through that muscle. Do it slow, or you can just hold it and sit here and breathe. You might feel a sharp pain going to your lower back. That's actually a good thing. And then if you want to progress this, usually just bend the knee and then unweight the knee off the floor. And do that 4 or 5 times. You're not doing this so much for sets or reps or duration, but you're doing it for the sensation of a release. That can take 15 seconds, it can take 50 seconds. It just depends on your body that day, where it starts tight and then eventually you'll feel the muscle let go. You're using pain as a motivator for the body to not use that area. Similarly, for the TFL is that same front point of the hip, also the bone on the side of your hip, so it's pretty prominent. You can feel the bone on the side of your hip, also that bone in the front of the belt line. Right between the two, or right where the front pocket is, you can lay on the ball and then flex your other knee up on the other side. This creates a little bit of an angle through the hip. Same kind of idea. Find the most agonizing spot by rolling side to side. Make sure you're on the right spot. And then when you extend through the knee, you should be able to feel a definite kick and tension. You can hold it for a while and just try to breathe. Or the insane move on this one is to try to unweight the leg entirely and do leg lifts on it, which should be pretty tough to tolerate. So now, number 3 is going to be your deep hip rotators. So I'll show it on this side. So all you have to do here is find that bump on the side of your hip. It's the most obvious bone on the side of your hip. To go to the rotators, just go off the back side of it. Anywhere in like a half circle around the back side of that bone is going to be something worth exploring. But if you just find that bone on the side of the hip and go back just a tiny bit, all you have to do is sit on it, and here, with your legs straight, you'll know you're on the right spot. If you go from toes out and then you try to rotate your toes up towards the ceiling, if you do this, and as you do this, you feel a kick and tension on the ball, you know you're on those deep rotators. The progression can either be doing like a heel slide, or eventually what you want to do is try to expose the back of the hip and unweight everything else, so that you're putting max pressure through the ball, and then you're also stretching out those rotators in the back of the hip. If you do this, it'll be easier to flex your knees forward, and it just takes less energy to be able to cycle. The most important one for you, especially with the pain on the right knee, is going to be this top TFL, because that has a direct connection going down to the side of the leg. I'd also recommend that you try to massage stick and try to release any tension you can on the outside quad and also just the pure side of the leg. But the most important of all of them is going to be on the right hip, TFL front pocket. Okay? And if you have any questions about any of that, you can always let me know.